All right. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are on this beautiful planet. Welcome to the Inner Circle Live Pre-New York session. I'm your host for this morning's session, Benny Allen, along with my awesome partner, Mr. Ryan Carthage, and we're definitely happy and grateful for each and every one of you being here with us this morning as we take a look at the technicals and the fundamentals to see what we can take advantage of in the Forex market. So, without further ado, let's make sure that we turn off any and all distractions, grab a pen and paper, take lots of notes, and let's make sure that we participate and engage. If everybody can hear me loud and clear, do me a huge favor, drop me a one in the chat so we could go ahead and get this session started. All right, I see the good mornings. Good morning, everybody. I see the ones coming in. Hey, I appreciate the early participation. It always helps. So let's make sure that we start off with a very strong foundation each and every day that we wake up to trade. Let's make sure that we are first and foremost accepting all possible losses before entering a trade, preparing you for any outcome. Let's make sure that we center ourselves in body, mind, and spirit, ensuring a balanced approach to trading. Let's trust in our education, strategy, trading skills, and intuition. And let's imagine that our trades are successfully materializing. Let's obey our trading strategy, avoiding decisions based on greed or fear. And let's make sure that we're never looking back or stopping once your trade has commenced. So if we've got that loud and clear, we are all ready to go. Let's move on over, take a look at what's going on fundamentally. Let me go ahead and close this out. My tabs are busy. So we can see here trading economics. Let me right here. So British economy enters a recession, right? So 2 consecutive quarters of negative GDP growth. So we see that the British economy contracted 0.3% in Q4, following a 0.1% decline in Q3, and worse than forecast of a 0.1% fall. The economy entered a recession amid a broad-based decline in output, namely in services, while net trade, household, and public spending also weighed down on the GDP. Considering full 2023, the economy edged up 0.1% for the overall outlook that when we finished 2023. So we've got the British economy stating, hey, Q3, Q4 last year, recession, right? I was listening to a lot of back and forth on Bloomberg early this morning, saying that it's broad-based and it is shallow. But when we talk about central banks holding rates and not cutting rates, right, kind of puts them in a little bit of a bind, in regards to whether or not they want to continue to hold rates or make cuts a lot sooner than later. We also see here that Japan, right? Japan GDP unexpectedly shrank 0.1% Q-over-Q in Q4 2023, missing market forecast of 0.3% growth and following a 0.8% fall in Q4 2023 and a revised 0.8% fall in Q3. Flash data showed the economy fell into a recession for the first time in 5 years. Its private consumption, which accounts for more than half the economy, declined for the third consecutive quarter amid elevated cost pressure and lingering global headwinds. So, yeah. Ryan, good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning, bro. I'm doing well, man. How about yourself?
Doing pretty good. Doing pretty good, man. So, in regards to the BOE, right, kind of puts them at a little bit of a bind. And then with the Bank of Japan, I'm guessing just no rate hikes anytime soon based on the data.
Yeah, it definitely puts the BOE in a little bit of a bind. Bank of Japan, a lot of those bets regarding a March rate increase have decreased, and now they're looking more at April. So that's what I've been reading as far as that expectation is concerned. So pushed it back just a little bit as they continue to assess the situation.
Yeah. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting going forward, as we always say. So we'll just continue to keep an eye on things. But with Japan, they've been holding pretty steadfast. So, it doesn't really change anything there. The BOE is the one that want to keep a close eye on there. As far as today with the Forex Factory Thursday, right? We got a busy one, right? We've got US data coming out, core retail sales, Empire State Manufacturing Index, retail sales month over month. So you got core and then overall retail. Then you've got unemployment claims. And you got Philly Fed manufacturing index coming out too, and industrial production month over month. So a lot of data coming out today regarding the dollar. Lagarde spoke early this morning. I don't have any data on that yet. So we'll have to look up and see exactly what she said this morning. And that's the ECB president in regards to the euro. And that's it in regards to the fundamentals. Anybody have any questions in regards to what's going on today uh, or anything else fundamentally? No. All right. I'm going to take the silence as a no. All right. Going over to the DXY. Hey, we know overall from a weekly perspective, right, that dollar has been moving up for the most part. But as we move down through the charts, we can see we've got a bit of a correction. We'll see what happens with the retail sales today, see how that impacts the dollar in regards to the price action. But we've had a decent move, right? We've got an inner and an outer trend line break. We've had a decent move to the upside. And we're coming down, right? So here's our 4 hour. We've got past support, resistance becoming future support right ahead of the data, 4 hour stochastics in the buy zone. So we'll see if it settles and see if we get a move to the upside on the US dollar. All right. Moving on to the charts. Start off at the top with the Aussies. And we're looking at an 80-20 play on the 30-minute. But overall, right, you can see we've gotten some momentum off the lows, right? 1, 2, 3 times on that monthly level at 56.05 and has been pushing up. Now we're testing at 57.38. That's a weekly level. You can see here zooming in on a daily. We've actually gotten above that level at 58.38 and we're pulling back a bit. Daily stochastic is in the sell zone. Moving on, right? So we come into and we take a look at our 1 hour. You can see that this is an 80-20 as well. We did not get a 382. 1 hour stochastic in the buy zone, right? So we got a little mix up, right, with our stochastics and our overall momentum as we move down through the time frames. And you can see that it's fairly choppy, but we've made a low, we've made a lower low there. Okay, so we look for that to potentially continue to head down. Here we are on the 30-minute. This was posted in the community. And we can see here's our 80-20 zone. And we can see that this weekly level, that 57.38, how it's bouncing around that level there. Okay, so we want to see it move back down to hit our target one at 41 pips. Any questions regarding the Aussie Swiss?
No, sir. Um, Joy did have a question about the article that she posted in the community regarding the VIXI.
Okay, I didn't
You
get a
get a
chance
chance
to
to look at
read
that?
that yet. Nope.
Um, okay. We'll get you some updates on that, Joy. I'll take a look at it as well, and we'll get you some feedback on that.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Appreciate you posting it. Definitely take a look at that. So there we go. Aussie Swiss, let's see if we can get that to move down. Okay. Moving on to the Aussie Yen. All right, so this surge is pretty good as of late. We've had good bullish move. We've had decent setups on it. So you can see here on the 30, where we had the C to D push, right? That actually came through for us, hit the TP levels that it needed to hit. And now, right, we're looking at the 1 hour chart, looking at an 80-20 here as well. Okay. We've got this daily resistance level here. What is that? 97.56. And we're still hovering below that. So you can see we pushed up above it. It retested that area, completely failed, right? The bears took over. and now we're hovering below it. So it is in our 80-20 zone. It's bouncing back and forth like we typically see when price is the 80-20 zone. And now we're looking for it to move down to that target one to give us a low price. So TP1 is at 70 pips, TP2 is at 95. If we're looking to stay bullish on that Aussie yen, right? Continue with that trend to the upside, then you need a low price, right? Once we get down to that TP level, that 61.8 or deeper, then we could look to buy. But for right now, we're in the 80-20 zone, looking for a counter trend move to the downside. Any questions on the Aussie yen?
No, sir.
All right. Aussie NZD. All right. So we're in the middle of an 80-20 move here on the 1 hour chart. Okay. So price has been moving down, lower lows and lower highs, down AB fib formed, broke the B boundary prior to hitting a 382. And we stalled out in that 80-20 zone and we got to reverse them. So this one is still active. TP1, 111 pips. Any questions regarding the Aussie NZD?
No, sir. It's been a good one to the upside.
Yes, sir. So far, so good. And his Aussies has been tricky. A lot of them have been tricky. It's been hasn't been a clear picture to start the year, which we kind of talked about it closing out last year. It's a lot of things going on this year. And you can see it actually playing out. So, but the 80-20s still make money. Still make money despite us. So continue to be patient with that one. Hey, you already figured out your risk. We got a 59 pip stop. You figured your risk out on that, dividing our risk by our stop loss, and hang tight in that trade. See if it hits the target. And that's it on that one. Moving on to taking a look at Bitcoin. We've been tracking that one to the upside. It was an original 80-20 swing that I know I missed out on. All right. But we have now hit a 1 hour a daily D extension on that. Okay. So that price has been accelerating. Here was the original daily 80-20 swing. We held at 15,406, has been moving up every since. So daily D extension hit, we're at 52,000, right? So we projected that. Fibs did at least. All right. So it's no surprise, shouldn't be a surprise to us in the group. Okay. D extension hit on the 4, very shallow retracement. Bulls pushed that price up. We run into a D extension. So what we're looking for now is we're looking for a reset. We're looking for a correction on Bitcoin with an opportunity to get back in on it. Let me just flash my fibs here. Okay. So that's running into a D extension here too. Sure. Okay. So that move has done its thing. Now we need to wait for a correction to get involved with it. Any questions on Bitcoin?
No, sir.
All right. While we're on Bitcoin, we might as well go down. I know a while ago we had marked up Ethereum. We could see how that played out for us. See if we were spot on with the move after doing the markup, moving long, right? Shallow replacement less than a 382. So it bounced off that 21-22 level. We marked this up on the 4. And we're spot on the money, right? We're coming into an extension now. Right? It's a beautiful swing. Got an A6 retracement, and we're coming into that level. Okay, so it's probably going to chase that 29.64 resistance level. So we drew it up as bullish, and it is indeed bullish. Any questions on Ethereum?
No, sir.
All right. All right. So we are swing trading, everybody. It takes a lot of patience. All right. If you don't have it, got to continue to work on it. CAD Swiss. 4 hour in the middle of a 339 pip move, okay, to the upside, trying to get that TP1 target. There we go. All right, so we're getting a slight pullback. So if we come back down to that 60, 65.02 level, but we're moving right along. Okay. Finally broke above that consolidation. It's coming back to retest the top of that consolidation. All right. So you can see here we've got a subfit running to the upside. We're almost to that D extension on the CAD Swissy. So it is moving quite well um, to the upside. So 250 right now where we are about 213 pips. So congrats if you are still holding that trade. Let's see if we can get that TP1 at 66.41. Any questions on the CAD Swiss?
No, sir.
All right. CAD Yen. So overall, right? Still right, pushing to the long side. 932 pip take profit on the daily. Okay. We're pulling back, right? We're going to move in waves. It's not just going to get there in one big lightning bolt to the upside. Okay. So we're pulling back at this 110.66 weekly level that it broke. And as we move down through the charts, still moving bullish, but we are in the middle of an 80-20 move to the downside. Okay. So if you're looking to get in long on this, right, we're going to let this 80-20 play out first. Okay. So this is down out of the zone, 35 pips so far. We've got a TP1 at 87 pips. Okay. 61.8 TP2 is at 118 pips. And that's where we want to get to look to buy. And this is on a 15-minute chart. So overall bullish, but we are in a up AB boundary. We're in a correction now, coming out of the 80-20 zone. Any questions on the CAD? Yeah.
No, sir.
All right. Take a look at this Euro CAD. This is where we are. So this one's kind of been bouncing all over the place. I got a subfit running on this daily. Okay. So you can see our daily stochastic is in a buy zone, right? This is weird. You see it's moving across the middle of the screen, but we're finding support here. Finding support. Looking forward to seeing what the guard had to say this morning. I'm guessing they're probably holding their position and their stance in regards to interest rates. So, right, we found support here in this zone. We got a stochastic in the buy zone, pushing out of the buy zone. Okay. So what I'm looking for in these lower time frames is if I'm going to get a break above 145.63. If we do that, then we may see a continuation long. Okay, so if we come in here to the 4, we can see where we are. Okay. This is that larger fib that I brought down from the daily. This is where we had this original 80-20 that just missed that TP1 target and pushed down. And you can see where we found this support that we just put in. Here's that 145.63. If we get back above it and we get a trend line break, then we're probably going to see a further push to the upside. Okay. But that's what I'm waiting on the Euro CAD. If we can get a break above 145.63. Any questions on the Euro CAD?
No, sir. Patiently waiting on that one.
Yeah, me too. Me too. So it's kind of been bouncing around. But we'll see if that Euro kicks in. pushes it to the upside. Euro Swissy. So we're continuing to push off the low. Okay, continuing to push off the low. You can see that ABCD wave there. Okay. So we want to see if we can get a continuation to the upside. Okay, here's the daily. Okay. Decent pullback. We're retesting this 94.72 level. Okay. Here's what we look like on the 4. It's going to be interesting to see if that holds or if we continue to move below that. So that's a key level. Write that down, 94.72 on your Euro Swissy. Okay. Here's an 80-20. I missed this one on the 1. Okay. Missed this one on the 1. All right. So we're looking to see, right? 1 hour stochastic in the buy zone, waiting to see if it's going to hold here, if we're going to break below that. If we get below it, then we're going to look for a low price on this Euro Swissy, and then I'm going to be looking to buy for a long continuation. Okay. So that's what I'll be looking for on this. Okay. 80-20 zone. I missed it. Maybe some of you guys picked it up. But we're running into this 94.72. Be interesting to see if we break it to the downside. So what I'm looking for is a pullback. Right? Since I've missed it out of this zone, then I'll look to pick it up long. That's the goal. Any questions on the Euro Swiss?
No, sir.
Euro JPY. So there's that move, right? We continue to push back up. We talked about it a long time ago. And if we come down to the lower time frames, we're on our 15-minute chart here. Okay. Where we got the 88 pip move, right? This was our last ABCD move. Okay. That completed. Okay. B, C, D. Okay. Now we're correcting. There's a larger move. Okay. Here. On our 30. This was the original one we drew up. Then we came through with the secondary move on the 15. There. Still playing out. Okay. There's actually an 80-20 right here on the 30-minute. Right? But I'm not going to play it. I'm going to hold for a low price since this one is still active. Right. So 161 pip stop on this 30-minute. This is a C to D push. Right. Bullish on the euro, bearish on the yen. It's a 500 pip target on the 30-minute. Okay. So these are your sub fibs running. So I'm going to leave this 80-20 alone. You know, some of you might play it. That's cool. But I'm going to wait for this to pull back, look to add to the position and get long until we hit that 500 pip target. Any questions on the Euro JPY?
No, sir. Those yens are all kind of looking similar.
They are. They are. And it's nice to be able to take advantage of them too. So here's the Euro NZD play. Okay. Bouncing around. Here we are on the 1 hour. Okay. We bounced around this level. We were looking at this saying, hey, wonder if we can get a push off this 175.92. We got it. Right. But now we're getting some pushback. Right. So we're kind of just moving sideways. So we'll continue to watch this one. Right. It's kind of stalling, not giving us anything. So pretty much back to break even on that one. But I would like to see this one continue bullish. So we'll see what happens throughout the rest of the week on that one. This is a 1 hour setup. This is the 4. uh, here. All right. So a larger overall move, but you can see it's just bouncing back and forth on this Euro NZD, but we're still within the AB boundary, okay? So we break that down to a smaller 1 hour move. You also have it here on the 30, right, where it's just pushing sideways, just come back. That's double bottom type action there. Okay, we can see it more clearly. So I wonder if we'll get the push up there. So I'm gonna hang in there. Got my stop loss figured out, got my risk figured out. See if we can get long on that one. Any questions on a Euro NZD?
Nope, no sir.
All right. Um, what I want to take a look at is this pound Aussie. Because we can see that this has been pushing long clearly, right? Even though we haven't gotten a daily 382 yet. We're moving down right now, but here we are, right? So we've got just about a 50% pullback, and this is pushing down. We might come back into that 192.69 level. But there's a markup that I'm watching on this 30. Haven't done anything with it yet. But we're right at this that pullback is putting us right at a 61.8. So I'm going to watch this one closely because we got the news regarding the recession, right? GDP data that came out. But I don't know, it wasn't a giant mover for the pound. I mean, we'll see, when New York opens, but right now on this 30-minute, um, I'm within my AB boundary. We've got a nice correction. So I'm going to monitor this one closely to see if it gives us any type of upside signal, right? Any shift in momentum to the upside may prompt me to take a shot on this trade. Okay, so right now we're at the 61.8 level. Okay, we're still structured to the downside, but we're starting to slow down a little bit in that zone. So this is one to keep an eye on. Is this pound Aussie on this 30-minute to see if price wants to reverse within that AB boundary. Any questions on the pound Aussie?
So with these pounds, are you looking for like more sustained longer term moves to the upside, or are you looking for at some point for them to turn back over and push back down? Like if we got to
Uh,
97 314, looking for a more longer term move to the downside, or are you looking for more pound strength over the long term?
I don't know over the long term. So I'm
Okay,
kind of just trading what I see on the shorter term charts,
I got you.
So I'm not sure. I don't know, you're getting a lot of mixed data out of the UK.
Yeah,
Um, so, I don't know if it'll push and hold at 192.69, but it's a big mover. Um, so I'm down these lower time frames. It's a huge mover. It can very easily get 419 to the upside and then collapse
right.
and move down for the next forever. You know. Uh so a lot of times when these conditions are like this, I kind of just start trading when I see, you know, it's been moving, to the upside. I'm at what is that? One, two, three, four, five, six fibs completed. We're in the middle of seven, you know. Um, it's at my 61.8. The risk to reward is there. I know if I take enough of those, I've got an edge, So that's kind of
Yeah.
how I'm looking at it now because you got, man, for a long-term perspective right now, coming into 2024 with a record number of elections, you got wars on multiple fronts. I mean, it amazes me like we only pay attention to what's being reported in the news because you got stuff going on in the
Man,
Congo that's absurd,
Yeah.
like absurd. Like I, I'm disgusted by the fact that it's not getting reported the way it should. So not only do you have Palestine and Palestinians and what's going on in Gaza, what's going on in the Congo is crazy. So there's so much going on. You know, you got this inflation thing that we're dealing with. We're just coming out of 2 years of just accelerated rate increases. Now everybody's trying to guess, when they may start cutting, but we've got CPI data coming out that's showing that inflation is still sticky. It's not at nobody's at their 2% target really where they want to be. So I'm kind of just, like I said, trading what I see,
Yeah, for
uh,
sure.
and then going from there. So that's why I've been down on these like 30-minute charts and stuff like that, looking for setups, and a lot of them are playing out for us pretty good. So
Hmm.
yeah. So that's that. That is where we are. You're welcome. Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that, Benita. That's where you're originally from, man. Yeah. Prayers to you, your family, your relatives, man, or anybody you may know over there. I follow that stuff closely, man. That's something I hold close to my heart. What's going on that continent. So whole lot going on over there. So that's that on the pound Aussie. Pound, I want to take a look at this pound Swissy. What's going on? So just checking in on it. We ran into, right? Man, I got hit, moved my stop up, but should have just hindsight, but should have just pulled out. It'll probably continue up and hit it, but we're getting a sizable correction on that on this one. But this is a 4 hour chart. It's a beautiful move, right? So that pretty much gave us every bit of what we needed, right? So luckily I had adjusted my stop and it took me out, but I wish it would have just finished out. But that got within 5, 6 pips of hitting the target. So that's where we are, and we are correct. And so just wanted to check in on this move. It's a good one. It was it was an 80-20. What time frame are we looking at there? Where that came through. Said off this 15. Oh yeah, off this 15. Had the cloud. Yep. Sure enough. Sure enough. Had it sitting there too. Did you play it, Beneath? Did you play that back to the downside? Oh, you ran it on the sub fit. Oh, you did. Congrats, man. Dropped some sevens. It took me out. I was holding it long. I wasn't looking to I was looking for that larger move to play out. But I mean I still made good on it. Dropped some sevens in there. Great work. Great work. So yeah, that's the swing. So what we do now, right, is you watch it, right? Man, that's a night. Dang on. That's pretty good. Um, yeah, over 100 pips. It's a pound pair. So now, let me take this cloud. That's a beautiful cloud break in a continuation. So now what you want to do, right, is we draw that trend line, okay? Because we had to keep in mind we played at 80-20, but it has been bullish, right? So is this going to give us a low price? Okay. We trade what we see. It's been, it's yet to be seen what that data, the medium term, short term, medium term impact of that data coming out. Like I said, it didn't seem too brutal early part of the morning uh, with that GDP data, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right. So great job catching that 80-20. And hold on. All right. Sorry about that. All right. So that's where we are. So man, good on both ends. C to D push, They got within 4 or 5 pips of a TP, and then we swung to the 80-20, right? Moved on up, came back down. All right, so that's that. So that 4 hour stochastic is back in the buy zone. I wonder if we'll catch support and we'll move back up. So we'll continue to watch that one. There we are on the one. So I should have known better with this one, right? We caught a D extension on the one, and we got a reaction back down. So I should have probably pulled my money off, all my money off the table on that one instead of just adjusting my stop because that was within the D extension, right? All right. So it just reminds me, right? We talked about it before, right? Set your targets just before, right? Your extension. That way you don't get caught in that. That's that. All right, that was a good setup. So that was the pound Swissy. Want to check in on this GJ. All right, take a look at this price action here. All right, so here we are on the 4. Breaking down a bit. Right, that's weird, right? How you get that reaction, that sell-off with this yen
Yeah,
cross. I wonder if they're doing it because of the news that came from the yen, and we're just looking for a lower price to catch more bids. You know what I mean?
that's what I think.
Profit taking at these levels. Look at these shaping up. Look at these shaping up. That one played out. All right. So now I'm just gonna move this here. Okay. You roll with it until it fails. Simple as that. You ride the wave until it fails. Right? That's done. So this is our next potential setup, right? We got to swing right off the B boundary. It didn't give us an 80-20, right? So we let it come down into our zone. And then it may give us an opportunity for a buy in the future. Okay. So we know we've been putting in work down here on this 30-minute. Okay. 347, 30-minute chart, right? We hit that. And I hit the 118 zone there too. It's similar with all these crosses. Right? Didn't quite push up to that 127, but we got a reaction. Right. So this is another time frame, depending on what chart you trade on. Right. Let's see if we can do it again. Okay. Any questions on the GJ? That's a good move, 347. I'll take it.
No, sir. I think we're good. That was
All
definitely
right.
good.
It is, right? It is, right? That's a few on that 30-minute that's been playing out pretty good. Nice clean moves. That's what I like to see. Uh, let's see here. The I want to check in on this NZD CAD. See how that's doing this morning because that's one that's still active. Oh, we're getting it. We're getting it. Look at that. All right. It's trying to still seek out. It's been a complete mess, but it's still moving in our direction. So maybe before the end of the week, we can get that to close out. See if we can get that to close out and at least get the TP1 or close to it. Got close before. Got close before we hit that trend line and drop, but it's pretty resilient, right? Came back off that 80-20 zone and is giving us another move back to the upside. So it's range bound. It's range bound. Any questions on that NZD cap? You still hold it? Hey, let's see if we can get that target one. No. All right. I want to look at these dollar pairs just ahead of this data coming out for retail sales. Right. It still was a great buy signal off that morning star, right? So we're moving up. It's moved up quite a ways since then. here we are on the 4. Okay. This was originally an 80-20 that hit target 2 at 273, and we've just continued to move bullish. So let's watch out for this retail sell. I'm going to take these off now. Okay. See what happens to retail sales, right? If we get a resilient dollar, hey, we want to see it hang within that AB boundary, and then we want to get long, right? That would be the good play. That's on the 4. But again, we got retail sales coming up. Let's see what's going to happen. Okay. We look like on our 1. Okay. Look at that swing. We may not get a deep correction on that. That may break back above depending on the data. So jump just to the outside of that. So that way we can get a break above that 135.41. So let's see what happens there. It's been quite a good run on this dollar CAD. So we got on this 30-minute. Yeah, so it's looking the same. It's looking the same, man. Okay. So let's see. Let's see what the news if we get a break back above that 135.41 or if it presses it lower on the dollar CAD. Checking in on the dollar Swissy. So the market's been a little shaky, but we've had some nice opportunities, right? Just at times it plays on our patience, right? So here, dollar Swissy, that's a beautiful ABCD wave, right? So from a candlestick perspective, when we get in our zone, look at this. We had everything here, okay? We had a little bit of everything, okay? We had a stochastic in the buy zone. We had daily support at 85.79. We got a pullback within our 61.8, 50% area, and we got a bullish engulfing candlestick there. All right. That's a sign if I've never seen one. Okay. That's textbook, right? You take a screenshot of that. When we talk about grading your trade and everything lining up in regards to the zone that you want to trade, your sweet spot and additional confirmations, you've got it all. You got a stochastic in the buy zone, daily support, 61.8 pullback, 50 to 61.8 pullback on the fib, and you got a bullish engulfing candlestick that would have snapped your trend line. Okay? Here. See that? All right. That's a grade A trade right there. Not getting any better than that. Okay. Moving on down to the 4. Similar situation, right? Dollar Swissy. Too sad to see. We've been collecting, right? See if we can get a pullback. All right. A pullback will be beautiful into our buy zone. Then we get long. Here we can't do anything. Not doing anything with it. But if we can get a deeper correction and then a continuation, then we're in business. Right? Because we're getting close to that daily D extension. So we can get one more pullback and run up, we'll take it. Questions on the dollar Swiss? Euro
No,
GBP
sir.
made a move too. All right. Jeremy said he holding. All right, Jeremy. All right. All right. See what happens. See what happens. Great work, everybody. All right. Holding that trade. That's right. Put them sevens in the chat. All right. The better and better we get at being patient, the better off we're going to be. It's going to smooth out our equity curve, right? Let our trades play out. Okay. You will. The thing with swing trading is, hey, you will have some, right? Because sometimes it's just not time to move your stop. But you will have some trades where you're up pretty good and you end up losing that trade. It's okay. It all plays out. It all plays out as long as you stay disciplined to your sweet spots. Okay. All right, let's take a look at this UJ. Moving long. Okay. Moving long, right? Closing in on that D extension. Almost got there the last time. He's trying to work his way back up to that 152 level. Okay. So we got US data pending. Yeah, it might force a correction if it's not good data. But at the end of the day, still look for it to move up against the yen. Okay. Nothing really changes that. All right. Here we are on the 4. Stochastics in the buy zone. Okay. Continuing to make higher highs and higher lows. That's pretty clean there. Okay. See if we can form a support somewhere in this zone. Okay. See if we form support and if it holds. See what happens there. Okay. Maybe we get that pullback. The zone and then a continuation. Don't know. We'll find out. Okay. One old move there. This is where we are. So I can close this out. Okay. See if we can get a correction down. And move back up. So be patient, right? It's Thursday. Might not happen this week. Okay. But we just let the trades come to us. Questions on the dollar yen?
No, sir.
All right. Check it in on the dial. You guys can see what using the fib, right? You can forecast what your next trade may be. Okay. So for a lot of these, they played out for us over the last week, 2 weeks, like some of them, like on that 30-minute take, 10 days or so. But now, right, you get the chart, you get the market a chance to reset itself, and you let the trades just fall right in your lap. So, yes, right, unless you're day trading, 5-minute chart, things like that, you're not gonna have a setup every day. But that's okay if you just cleaned up 347 pips on one trade, 200 some pips on another trade. You don't need to have a trade every day, right? If you're swing trading and if you have a busy lifestyle. So there are going to be times where we go through these charts and it's, hey, we anticipate price dropping to this level. Then we'll take the trade. That might be 2-3 days, right? From the time we talk about it, it might be a week. So what? Our job is to preserve capital first and foremost and make the right decisions based on our trade plan. Okay. So here we are, right? US 30. Okay? Not quite to that 80-20 zone yet. We got a nice sell-off. But now I wonder if we'll recover and push higher. So we've got a little rally in the market. The market's going on, and I saw yesterday. Here we are. Right here. Almost got that 382. It's 4 hour. Maybe it won't push higher. We'll see. It's 4 hour stochastic is moving into our sell zone. I wonder if we'll get a trend line break back to the downside on that. Don't know. All right. But based on the trade plan, looking at this 4 hour chart, if I was looking to buy, I don't want to buy it now. You got a daily level at 37,833. That's right at a 50% level. Okay. Where past resistance acted like future support here before. All right. So what I would want to see is I want to see that pull back and then continue down into our buy zone. Okay. Be patient. Be patient. Take a look at this S&P. Similar situations, right? Made a monster run to the upside. Now we're going to see if we're going to get a correction back down. What would be the catalyst? Don't know, right? We got good earnings coming out of these companies, especially the tech sector. So don't know. So what we're going to do is just continue to watch it. Okay. But it's not in my ideal area to buy right now. I want to see it lower. Okay. Any questions on the S&P?
Nope.
All right. We're all good. We're all good. All right. Oh, still holding that euro. What was that I saw in the chat here? Stop at the D. I placed it below the daily support area. 10 pips. Nice, Jeremy. Nice. Nice. I can dig it. Played the support level. Mhm. Mhm. Folks getting it in this group. Getting it. Getting it. That's good. Look at that. I see. I see. Place it below the support, so you hold, and now it's moving. Nice work. My goodness. So you place it below that monthly level. Because we got a reaction the last time. That is brilliant. That is brilliant. And now we're back above that level that we were talking about, that 85.49 level. Great work. That's a phenomenal job. It's a brilliant technician there. Can't beat that. So let's see what happens, right? 85.67 next stop, daily resistance. See if we can break through it. I like it. I like it. Trade what you see. Trade what you see. Thanks for sharing. Just to stay in the game. That's right. That's right. All right. Hey, that's all I have. All right. Went through a lot. A lot of good things setting up. A lot of good things have already that we've been able to take advantage of. That's the way the game goes. All right. Patience is action. Ryan, what do you have before we wrap things up today, sir?
Bro, great session, man. I have
Thank
nothing
you.
additional to add.
All right. Any other questions before we close out? No, I blazed through, but I had a lot I wanted to go over today in regards to ones that have already, taken place and ones that may be coming upon us here within the next week. All right. Well, that's it. Hey, I appreciate everybody's participation. We will be right back here tomorrow, 6:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the pre-New York session. Don't forget, we got retail sales data coming out at 8:30.